Today we're gonna build a OG RAW Hardstyle track from absolutely scratch. OG RAW, it has been gaining a lot of momentum lately. It's been very popular, a lot of parties popping up, sub-labels, you name it. I'm really happy with it because the peak of my career was between, I would say, 2016, 2019, and usually that OG RAW Hardstyle formula is dated from back then. So if you're talking about OG RAW, it's typically the sound that was popular in 2016, maybe a little bit earlier, all the way to 2019. Anyway, I can't wait to show you how to build it. It's definitely a little bit different than a regular RAW Hardstyle track. The elements are the same, but the way you should create a lead or stuff like that is a little bit different than nowadays RAW Hardstyle. Anyway, I've successfully launched the OG RAW Hardstyle music program. The pre-orders were sold out within half a day. Really excited about it. I'm going to show you the track that I made for it. It's a complete from scratch to all the way to mastered track. Just what I did with the Uptempo Hardcore Producer Program. I believe it's like 9 hours long. We start with nothing and we end up with a master track. So in the OG RAW Hardstyle Producer Program, the project is included, obviously 9 hours of, complete walkthrough from start to finish, and the master project. Everything is included, and check out the link in the description below if you want to get started. But for now, for this video, I'm going to show you the core principles of how to build a OG RAW track from scratch. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Steven, aka Neroz. I quit music production. Well, I didn't quit music production. I quit my artist career in 2023 to leave it for what I'm doing right now, teaching the new generation how to make hardstyle, raw style, uptempo, hardcore, Frenchcore, you name it. And that's what I love, and that's what I do every day. And more information in the description down below, nerozproductions.com. And I'm offering the best music production programs. And so if you want to get started in hardcore, uptempo, hardstyle, probably more hardstyle because you're watching this video, check the link in the description and join the community, become part of something better. Okay, before I forget to mention, we had the Regain stream last week and it was a huge success. So I'm really inspired to get this started, and let's go straight to the video. Right, welcome to the project. This is the demo project for the OG RAW Hardstyle Music Producer Program. It's very complete. I could release it just like that, and it would be a good track. This is a good track. So how do you start? Okay, if you don't have any inspiration, what I did, I used a reference track. I used eForce and Unresolved Scary Dreams. Just basically what I did, and I showed that too, is follow the pattern. After 16 bars, mix intro ends, okay, 160 BPM, and then just build and follow, okay? The pads start here, the melody starts here, blah, 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 blah. So if you don't have any inspiration, it's very wise to use a reference track. Just rebuild it, rebuild the pad, rebuild everything, and then just take that arrangement, but make it your own. That's how I did. Okay, so we start off with, how do you start a track? I started off with pads, because a pad sets the emotion, the theme of a track. In this case, very easy, very, very subtle. Let me show you a little bit with all together. There might be a filter on it. Very basic.
No polished gloss, no fake veneer, just raw chaos, ripping through the ear.
So first of all, the vocals were there later. So I was not building a track with a vocal. So this was not here. It's just the pads. And after the pads come the melody. All right, so let's say we have pads. Reese bass, you usually don't start. Okay, Nexus, whatever, pads, doesn't matter. You can use any pad. All right, typical raw style track. Usually not too happy. It's raw, so melody should be memorable. Maybe a little bit repetitive so people can scream along with it. I mean, the best tracks like Regain Broken, they don't even have a melody. It's super easy, right? So you don't have to think so hard about creating a melody. Just something easy. All right, so if you're like a very beginner or you don't have any experience in music theory, I don't have any experience in music theory. I can do like level 1 or 2, that's it. But I trained my ears to make decent melodies, I would say. I'm definitely not like a Devon Wild or an Atmospheres. But use the chord progression tool. If you bought the program. So chord progression tool, and then let's just hear what sounds good. You can do this with Serum too, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter what you're using. I just like Nexus because it's plug and play. Pads and Andromeda pad. Where's my Andromeda pad? The Epic pads. Because you have pads, but you have Epic pads. Why not? Andromeda pad. All right, here we go. All right, how does it sound? It's too happy. All right, so if it's too happy, go back to Alt-P and then select a different scale, maybe a minor scale. So you can do the traditional minor scale, right? But you can also just do like a pentatonic. I like pentatonic. Regenerate. Okay, maybe a little bit more conventional. Regenerate. Sounds pretty epic. It's not really dark, it sounds a little bit more epic. Okay, let's switch the key, maybe F or E. Regenerate. It's not dark enough, so maybe let's step away from the pentatonic and just do Persian. Major? No. Minor. Oh, I read that wrong. Okay, so minor. Let's do melodic. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. All right, I like this one. Okay, so next step. So you have the pads. That means you have the bass line too, because here's the bass line. Okay, so now let's draw out the melody. How would you draw out a melody? Okay, well, you have your lead set up. I'm not going to show you how to make a lead right now. I did that multiple times right now. It should be good. But basically what I do, pads, leads, and then use ghosted notes, and you can do that, you know, you can just insert whatever. Can be a sample, can be anything, just turn it off. And just duplicate it. And then work. Move this, and then just draw out your melody. And remember, raw style, OG raw style, very easy melodies. Easy melodies. So I'm gonna duplicate the chord progression, so I have a little bit more wiggle room to create a top lead. I just follow the pattern. I think I'm gonna put this an octave up. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do. Okay, very basic. Now let's see how we can make this a little bit more interesting. It's all about patterns. If you stick to the pattern, the melody will be more predictable. Very easy. All right, very basic. Now let's see if that goes hand in hand with the chord progression we just made, because I kind of switched it up here. I went a little bit off the pattern. Let's do it as a key. Key. Okay, I'm gonna do it a few notes. I feel like it's a little bit too high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 2 for now. I need to see the bass line a little bit better. Yeah. That is kind of confusing, but I did it myself. All right. There we go. Okay. We can also make it a little bit more unresolved, so faster melodies. Triplets, maybe? Triplets. OG RAW is triplets. That piano is so annoying. Da-da-da. Too creative. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, that's not bad. Ow, wow, wow. Okay, not bad. A little bit more unresolved right now. All right, so now we have our melody and we have our pads. Now we can add a nice string to it. It gives a nice touch to it. Let's see, which keys are we using? E. Okay, let's put this on E. This sounds cool. Okay. Then again, I'm just following the build-up that the track from eForce and Unresolved had. So this is the layout, and we're just going to stick to it. Okay, so pads, strings, leads, some Reese for the bass. So this is the bass. Putting it into a Reese bass. Y'all know how to make a Reese bass. Okay, boom. And the Reese together with sub-low. I like to separate that for more control. Okay. And all together now we have the Reese, we have the low end pads, and the Pluck. The Pluck is going to be the melody, so you're teasing the melody, so just copy paste it into a Pluck. Okay. Now, let's see how it sounds all together. This whole buildup is still in quarter beat, so we have to fix that. Not sure which key this kick is in. Has to be in the bass line, which is E. We're working in E. Let this be E. Every time. F. Okay. Alright, so F to E. Pitch it a little bit. Has to be in the middle for pitch correction. Amazing. Alright, so technically this is correct. Okay. Build-up has to be triplets. Okay, let's switch it up. In the demo project, the build-up is in quarter beats. So that's why I have to redo it. Okay, that sounds good. Triplets. Okay. So I had the vocals here.
The kicks were dirty, the beats were mean. Not this watered down plastic machine.
Okay. You can continue the lead if you want. It's a little bit empty like this.
The kicks were dirty,
Maybe with a cutoff.
The kicks were dirty, the beats were mean. Not this watered down plastic machine. Bring back the sound that shook my Bring back the sound that shook my trap.
Yeah, so this one is definitely a quarter beat, so that's a little bit tricky. But, you know, just for the whole idea, you can introduce the screech here. So I use this screech. Yeah, this screech I was using for the eForce screech. I feel like it's like an eForce kind of screech. Let's make a different pattern and a different screech. Okay, let's start from scratch. Insert silent or Serum, doesn't really matter. Well, let's do Serum. More people are using Serum than silent now, I believe. Serum 2, basic screech with this pattern. Okay, detune, randomization off, detune 16. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. there an endless smile on this? Like, what? Let's put this on the Screech. OTT, corrections, distortion. It's a lot of distortion, so a little bit less detuning. Okay. Pitch that bitch. Retrigger or free or envelope? We'll see. Volume is going to be LFO1 on the master, on the matrix. LFO1 is going to be on the master tune because I want all the oscillators pitching. Okay, almost there. Maybe layer it to... Okay, adjust the beat controller for the reverb control. Pretty OG raw if you ask me. Okay, let's listen. Okay, ignore the switch to quarter beats.
Chaos!
Oh, that's the old melody. I can try to see if that works. What do we use? I'm mixing it up. No, this is definitely in quarter beats, and this is also in quarter beats. So yeah, just ignore it. It's for demonstration purposes only. In a better scenario, you want to stick to triplets, but it's going to be a little bit too long if I have to adjust the vocal chops and just stuff like that. You can make a switch later. I did that in the demo project. This was all quarter beats. Let's see.
The beats were me.
Over here I switched to triplets, but all the sounds are messed up because I changed everything. Okay, so we have the Screech now.
Chaos!
Okay, so now let's talk about the kick. How are we going to make the kick? Well, I have made a kick builder for Serum 2. The important thing with an OG raw kick is that the tail has to be straight. There were no gated tails, maybe a little bit of pogo, but definitely every day FL Studio. I just literally opened the project. What's important? OG raw straight tails. So straight. No, not too much crazy pitching, pogo, stuff like that. Where is the kick builder? 7.2 kick builder. All right, so here it is. It's included in the program. It's very easy. You just replace the punch with whatever sounds good. Let's see what we have here. Right, so this is a punch by Mist. You can replace it. I thought Mist had the really cool punches for the OG RAW sound. You can obviously make it in Serum 2, which is more preferred. I have my own kick samples that I make, obviously. Not everything is suited for OG RAW. Anyway, the Serum, this is actually, if you leave the kick out, it's like this. It's literally a crunch with a transient. Now, if you add the punch to it, I made it just like that. That the reverb of the punch is actually the crunch. So in this kick builder, technically you should be able to just replace it with your favorite punch. If you're like a beginner, you can obviously work with sampling. If you're a little bit more advanced, I'd like to see you try to do it in Serum 2. I have another kick builder with a Serum 2 punch instead of a sample, but I figured the majority here would prefer a easy kick builder to work. Right, now let's find a good punch that we can use for our kick builder. I really like the Mist punches. I have my own, but I just know that Mist has the ones that suit for the OG RAW theme, for example. So let's replace that. This one was a little bit too distorted, probably because of the wave shaper. A little less distortion. Gonna maybe lower it. Lower it is, and I'm gonna layer it. I don't want to be a copy paste everything. Yes, exactly. So what I will do is I'll send this channel. I'll just completely mess up that punch, but just in this peak right here, fast distortion. Remove the low end. And then send it to this punch. Nasty. Okay, so that's a way to make a fast kick with this Serum 2 kick builder. Comes in two versions, one with the Serum Punch Maker and one with the copy paste like this. And I don't know, every time I record this, I have to do it twice. I'll make a mistake somewhere probably. Okay, so this is the kick. It's pretty inflated. Let's go back to that project. Here we go. Now I have to replace the kick OG. Boom. Wait, hold up. Were we working in E? No. Shit. Ha, just in time. And obviously you can change however you like this kick. Why? So why is there a punch first and then the hook kick? Can someone explain that to me in the comments right now? I'm getting so annoyed with that. Oi, oi, oi. It's ridiculous. Why? Why is the first one without? Whatever, dude. I'll make it work. I always do. Right. Boom. Shakalaka. Right. Let's see.
Sound that shook my
Let's try that again.
sound that shook my chaos.
You ruined it.
Chaos!
So I did a little melody tease, but now obviously it's going to sound funny because it's in triplets. And then here I did it again. I did the melody here, and then I did and then I switched the kick. So what you can do, really easy to switch the kick, is even you know, lower this punch or make it higher. Very easy trick, and just export it again. I'm so annoyed with that. Oh man, it's probably a Serum thing. All right, so kick OG2 is a. So you just switch it up. And this audio is not as loud as the other one. Why is that? Because this one is boosted. Copy value, paste value. Alright, so really messy because we're working in two different projects. Okay, but you get the point. So you have the kick right here, and then you just change up the kick a little bit. Either just the punch itself, it should be enough for a nice switch up. So 8 bars, 8 bars. And then it's literally copy, paste what you have, break, boom. And then over here, I introduced a second part. So I switched up the triplets, and I changed up the melody. So this is a good way to change your triplets to quarter beats or quarter beats to triplets. And the way I did that is by introducing a triplet melody. And then the triplet percussion. So instead of it was Let me grab the track really quick so you can hear what I made. Chaos. Okay. Insert. So this is the track. So the track was going it's quarter beats, right?
Beats were mean.
So this is the pad. Let's align it.
The kicks were dirty, the beats were mean. Not this watered down plastic machine.
Still no switch, still quarter beats. And over here I introduced the triplet switch. So technically it's the same melody, so I'm not going to do that right now. Just whatever melody we made, the triple melody, you can now make it in a quarter melody and just do it. Switch up the screeches a little bit. These screeches are different than the ones I used in the beginning. Different screech. So you want to make sure it's not boring. And the way you do that is obviously by changing up sounds. Change up the screech pattern, change up the screech automation, the pitch bend, put a gator effect on it, a stutter effect, D-blue glitch, you name it. Switch up the kicks, but be cautious because OG RAW doesn't have many kick switches. I would say max 2-3 kicks for the whole track. Okay, so then you have the second part of the intro, whatever you want to call it. And this is copy paste again from the beginning. So literally copy paste, pads, Reese, melody. It's not that hard.
No fake veneer, just raw chaos, ripping through the ear.
You see what I did here? I added a screech here to make it, to fill it up, you know? You want to break those patterns. What I mean with that is you want to break the patterns to make it more interesting, and also, yeah, just to throw people a little bit off guard. Like, hey, what is that sound? What are we doing here? Now, for the main drop, I decided to do something completely different. No screeches, but I was working with the same melody that I had, but I made a variant to it, and it gave Adaro vibes, literally Adaro vibes. So yeah, what you're gonna do in the main drop is obviously up to you, but make sure it's memorable, it's repetitive, and catchy. That's the most important thing in OG RAW, and also in RAW style, hardstyle in general. I missed my own kick roll. All right, so we talked about the core elements: how to start a track, use a reference track, how to build a track, start with a pad, create a melody, create the melody with the pad in as a ghost note so that you can draw over it. Okay, once you have the melody set up with the pad, you have a theme. Then you can find vocals. I got these vocals from Suno. You can do YouTube, you can do whatever, you can hire Fiverr, whatever you want. And then you have a theme set. I do Chat GPT lyrics or theme generator, stuff like that, to get a better feeling. And then you're gonna make the build up, and then you'll get a better feeling like how you want to make the track. And if not, that's fine. Like I use the eForce and unresolved reference. You can do that too, and I highly advise you to do a reference track just to copy the arrangement, right? It doesn't look remotely close to the eForce and unresolved track, but the arrangement is kind of the same. And to be fair though, most tracks have the kind of same arrangement. So we talked about that. Kicks, obviously you can sample, you can use samples if you're a beginner. If you're a little bit more advanced, you create your own kicks with Serum too, or combine it with punches like I did really quick. It turned out really great. Screeches, for me it's easy to do. There's plenty of tutorials online. You saw how I did it. It's just literally a bunch of saws, detuned, pitch bend on it. Yeah, it looks really easy when I do it right, but you can do it too, and if not, you know where to find me. But that being said, the most important thing of OG RAW is I would keep the synth very sawy, like a lot of saws, not too, how do you say it, square, stuff like that, very sawy. Yes, top lead with a little bit distorted stuff. This is my signature lead, so that's what I like. Maybe you like it something different. Then again, this is not the way. I'm just showing you how I would create an OG RAW track, how I made the OG RAW track. And obviously, I cannot put 9 hours into one YouTube video, so it's a little bit rushed. But hey, you're still watching, and thank you for that. And if you want to find out more about how to create actual OG RAW hardstyle, check the link in the description. And I have good news, because if you enroll into the Ultimate Hardstyle Producer Program, which is the full program, you'll get the OG RAW program completely for free, but only for this week. It's usually not included into the Ultimate program. And there you have 90 hours of all the lessons. This OG RAW program is purely focused on OG RAW. Still being updated. Yesterday I added the eForce Screech tutorial and how to create mid-intro kicks from scratch. So that's good. It's getting updated, and I'm really excited about this new journey. And thanks again for watching. Any questions, let me know in the comments down below. See ya.